Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and something very exciting happened yesterday as I'm filming this. I hit 500 subscribers. Thank you very much to anybody who's new, anybody who's old. You really don't know how much it means. Unless you're a booktube who's watching, and then you do know exactly how much it means to know that people want to come back and watch your content. So thank you so much. I have got an inkling, a little seedling of an idea on a video to do to celebrate this milestone. And obviously I was speaking to Gem from Bookish Gems the other day, because she has also just hit this milestone, and we were saying that from now on it's going to have to be sunglasses even inside, because of the level of fame that comes with this momentous occasion. So with all the gushing over, we are here today to do my May TBR. Yes, you are right, I did post a video on Tuesday with 5 zillion books that I'm going to read for all the readathons in May. Going to read. But would it be my channel if we didn't just add some more books to the list? No, it would not. So, without any further ado, what we're going to do, the running order of today's video is, number 1, we will do my TBR game. If you haven't been here before, it is a very simple game. It's based off of 21s, or catch the bus, as my nana used to say. Each suit represents a different format of reading, and each number represents a prompt. I'm trying to get to 21. If I go over 21, I have to pick from I keep calling it a jar. It's definitely a mug. The mug of intimidating reads, which is full of very large books. If I choose to stop before I hit 21, I can just pull extra cards to get me to 21, and then I just read that extra number of books. That's probably as clear as mud, but we're going to roll with it. We're rolling with it. So we will do that first. Then I will go through buddy reads, book clubs and readalongs, because yeah, I want to do all the things. So without any further ado, let's see what the cards have in store for us today. Okay. First up, we have 10 of Spades. So an audiobook by an author of colour. Okay, so first up, an audiobook by an author of colour. And for this, I'm going to choose Consumed by Arifa Akbar. This is on the shortlist for the Jalak Prize. I am trying to read the shortlist for the Jalak Prize. This is a non-fiction memoir about 2 sisters, one of whom dies of TB, I think, and it's just about how the other sister sort of copes with that. And yeah, that's all I really know, but it will also help my non-fiction reading stats, which if you saw my Q1 reading stats you'll know are shocking. So that's going on the list. And next, okay, 8 of Clubs, an award winner, a physical award winner. Next up, a physical book that has won an award. So this is also on my historical fiction TBR, Bring Up the Bodies by Hilary Mantel. This is the second in the Thomas Cromwell trilogy. I read and loved Wolf Hall a couple of months ago. I've been meaning to pick this up ever since and haven't, so we're going to put it on the TBR. It follows the life of Thomas Cromwell. It's not super ambiguous. He was Henry VIII's right-hand man, or at least for a while. And this book covers like the period leading up to Anne Boleyn losing a very important part of her body, which takes us to 18. So I can either pick 3 cards or risk go and bust, but I think I'm actually going to pick 3 cards here because I know that none of the ones in here will fit any of the readathon prompts I've got. So we're just going to pick 3. We're going to stop at 18 and we're going to pick 3 prompts to get us to 21. Okay, so a physical book that is translated. Okay, physical book translated. I have put this on TBRs before, but we're going for Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata again. It's very small. I should get to it. Will I get to it? We will see. I will make a concerted effort, I promise. And this one follows a young woman who works in a convenience store, and she's quite happy working in a convenience store, but her family think that she should be striving for a family and a husband and all those things, and she disagrees. So yeah, I've heard nothing but praise for this book, and I really do want to get to it. Oh, another physical book that is a TBR vet. Okay, a physical a physical book that is a TBR vet, a book that has been on my bookshelves for way too long. And here I am gonna again double up. This book is on my Asian readathon TBR, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. Set in Afghanistan, devastating emotional consequences in a nutshell. And finally, an audiobook, a chunky book on audio. And a chunky audiobook. And I'm going to again try to get to Midnight's Children by Salman Rushie. I don't really know what this is about. I believe it's set in India, and I think it's to do with twins. That could just be completely made up. But yeah, we will attempt to squeeze it in. I say squeeze it like it's not a chunky old audiobook, but I will attempt to get to this one also. So that is the TBR. 5 books. So we have these 3 plus Consumed plus Midnight's Children. We'll give it a go. But obviously that is not all that is happening. So, buddy reads. I have 3 buddy reads planned this month. The first of which is with the delightful Jolene over at Bookworm Adventure Girl, and we are going to be buddy reading Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have been wanting to get to this since it was released, along with his other 2 books, which have been released much longer and I also haven't got to. But Jolene is going to push me, give me the shove I need to actually read this book. And again, I've had nothing but praise. Guy gets trapped in space, I think, and that's all I know. But it's Andy Weir, and I trust him to write a good story based on the movie of The Martian. Yes, I do. The next buddy read I have is with Becky from Teacup the Storyteller and Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Books, and we are going to be reading Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, which is on my project reread list and is also one of my favourite books of all time, and we're going to be reading it together. It's quite a shorty, so hopefully there's no issues there, and we're going to be starting that I think the second week in May. But I'm really excited to pick that up with them. I haven't done a buddy read with Jennifer before. Usually we hate each other's taste in reading, so this could be an interesting buddy read. But yeah, very much looking forward to picking that one up. And the final buddy read is one that I've crowbarred in at the last minute, and that is Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead, which I'm going to be reading with the lovely Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. We are very much taken in by the Women's Prize hype. So we said last week or whatever, before the shortlist was announced, that if Great Circle made it, we'd buddy read it together. So we will be doing that in May. So looking forward to that one, because this one has had pretty much universal praise across the board. And I also think it's a pretty good contender to win the Women's Prize this year. So those are the buddy reads. Book clubs. So first of all, I have my in real life book club with the lovely Tammy and the lovely Zoe, who are 2 of my bestest ever friends, and we have chosen The Hating Game by Sally Thorne this month. And as you will probably know, romance is not usually my jam, but I'm going to give it a go, push myself out of my comfort zone, and it is more the jam of Zoe. So hopefully she will like it, even if I hate it. So that's the first one. Then we have Wild Swans by Jung Chang, which is in my Asian readathon TBR, and I am reading with Sandy's book club, the 1001 book club. Don't know where I was going with that. And I'm really excited because I haven't had a chance to join in with any of Sandy's book club picks yet, and it's May. But I'm really excited for this one. This is non-fiction. 3 generations of Chinese women under the, is it the Mai dynasty? I'm pretty sure that's right. And I was watching someone's video the other day. I can't remember whose, but this book is still banned in China. So I definitely want to read it. And the last book club I'm going to be taking part in is a brand new book club, and that is the Black Hearts book club, which is hosted by Carrie at Very Literary Carrie, and she is going to be picking books of a darker nature for her book club. And the first book is Opium and Absinthe by Lydia King. So I'm going to be joining in with this. Obviously there is still time to join if you are interested in picking up this book with that book club. I will link Carrie's details below and her announcement video for the book club. And yeah, so very much looking forward to taking part with that group of people also. Readalongs. So I have 2. No, I have 3. I have 3 readalongs. One of which is Hilary Mantel. Technically we're on the next book now, but if I can just get through this one, I'll be happy. Then the read-along that I am a host for, which is the Tudor-along, reading Catherine of Aragon. This is also on my historical fiction TBR, and I'm co-hosting this with Emily at Novell Novels and Danny at Danny's Book World. And I'm so excited to get into this, and we've got a superb Voxer group. There's like 20 people in it. If you want to join, there is still time, because I won't be picking this up until the middle of May, and there's 2 months to read this. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this, but I do need to get some books off my currently reading list first. And the other read along is the Analong, which I am also painfully behind on. So I think the book for May is Anne's House of Dreams, but I am currently still reading Anne of the Island, which was March's book. So I've still got that one to finish and April's book to finish before I get to that. But so right, we're going to roll with the punches. It's going to be fine. I've just realised that I failed to tell you how I did in last month's TBR. So last month we had a physical classic, and I picked At the Mountains of Madness because it's really small and I could definitely get to a small book. I didn't get to this. Then I had a physical book that was nominated for any category in last year's Goodreads Choice Awards, and I picked The Paper Palace, and I have started this. I'm like, oh, tassel. Yeah, you can't see that very well. I'm through like the first part. Where are we? Isn't it annoying when some pages don't have numbers? 140 pages into this, and it's like 400 pages, I think, more or less. So that still counts as a win. If I'm currently reading it, it counts as a win. Next, I picked a classic on audio. I picked War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I am halfway through that, so that counts. I haven't finished any of these books on my TBR, but I am reading them. And then I had to pick from the jug. It's not a jug, it's a freaking mug. It's a mug. The mug of intimidating reads, and I picked Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I didn't get to it. So I leave the things out for this exact reason, because I quite often don't get to them. So I'll just pop it back in. No one will ever know. What is this one? Oh, Pillars of the Earth. That was from the other month. Put that one back in because I didn't read that either. So yeah, that is not it, because there's also another readathon that I forgot to include in my Tuesday video, which I am only taking part in a small way because it's generally not my jam, and that is the Short Reads 2022 readathon, which is hosted by, I've got a hair in my mouth, which is hosted by Mitzi at Mitzi Reads and Writes, Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day, and Karina at What Brings Karina Joy. I will link all of their details below. They do have like a bingo board and all this sort of stuff, and it's to do with reading short stories. I did a whole video on why short stories are not my jam. But Things I Have Withheld by Kai Miller is on the Jalak prize shortlist, and is short essays, a collection of short essays, and I will be trying to read that for the Jalak Jalak prize shortlist. Wow. So that is my contribution to that readathon, and I also just wanted to shout them out because they are all fabulous booktubers. So yeah, plenty to be cracking on with, I would say. Yeah, tell me, have you read any of these? Please tell me I'm not the only one who makes TBRs that are hundreds of books long, knowing that I'll only read between 6 and 10. And I will see you all very soon with another one. Thanks, guys.